Hey, if you live up in the mountains, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The furnace is blasting away, but you're still reaching for a blanket. So what gives? Today, we're going to dig into the science behind why heating is so tricky at high altitudes and talk about a really cool solution that, believe it or not, uses water to heat your air.
All right, so let's just get right to it. Why do regular furnaces seem to just struggle up here? I mean, you've definitely felt it. The heat's on, but the house just never feels truly, consistently warm. What is it about our thin mountain air that gives these standard systems such a hard time?
Well, it really all boils down to one thing: air density. Up at these altitudes, the air is just thinner. There's less of it in any given space. And that means your typical forced air furnace has to work overtime, really struggle, just to push enough warm air around to heat your home. That inefficiency, that is the root of the entire problem.
So yeah, let's actually put a name to this experience. We'll call it the mountain heating problem. And it's not just one thing. It's a whole collection of annoying issues that, honestly, most of us who live up here have kind of just accepted as a normal part of life.
I bet this list looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? That inconsistent heat, the frustrating hot and cold spots where you're freezing in the bedroom but sweating in the living room. Your energy bills are probably way higher than they should be. And the furnace itself, it's often making a racket as it strains to keep up, which, by the way, is just wearing it out faster. It feels like a constant battle for comfort.
But what if there was a technology that was specifically engineered for thin air? It's time we talked about the hydro furnace. And listen, this isn't just some small upgrade. We are talking about a completely different and frankly smarter approach to heating your home.
And this amazing tech is coming to the forefront thanks to a really smart partnership between the manufacturer, Navien, and a local expert, Indoor Weather. They're focused specifically on bringing this solution to high-altitude communities like Lake Arrowhead and the entire Rim of the World area. So let's see how it works.
So what in the world is a hydro furnace? The easiest way to think of it is like a hybrid system. It uses a super high-efficiency boiler to heat up water. That hot water then runs through a coil, kind of like a radiator in a car. Then, your furnace's blower simply passes air over that superheated coil, warming it up before sending it through your ducts. This whole process of using water is just way more effective at transferring heat in thin air. The result is a much more consistent and comfortable warmth.
Now, let's really get into the nitty-gritty of why this system is such a breakthrough. We're talking about tangible benefits you can actually feel in your comfort, in your wallet, and in the quietness of your own home. Okay, before we throw a big number at you, we need to know this one term, AFUE. It sounds technical, but it's super simple. It stands for Annual Fuel Utilization Efficiency, and it's basically a report card for your furnace. It tells you what percentage of the fuel you pay for actually turns into heat in your home. And obviously, the higher the number, the better.
And the Navien NPF hydro furnace, it boasts an incredible 97% AFUE rating. Let me put that in real terms for you. It means for every dollar you spend on gas, 97 cents of it is directly converted into warmth for your family. Almost nothing is wasted. That is just phenomenal efficiency. And that amazing efficiency leads to all these other real-world perks. Its variable capacity means it adjusts its output precisely, which is what finally gets rid of those hot and cold spots. It's whisper quiet because it isn't constantly blasting on and then shutting off. You get lower energy bills, it's better for the environment, and, this is huge, it comes standard with a high-altitude kit ready to perform perfectly at elevations all the way up to 10,100 feet.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. You have industry reviewers like that Tankless guy on YouTube who look at this tech and their conclusion is pretty clear. He literally said this is a game changer. When the pros who see everything are saying that, you know you're looking at a fundamental shift in home heating.
Now this is so important. You can have the most advanced technology in the world, but if it's not installed by someone who knows what they're doing, it's not going to perform right. And that is doubly true up here in our unique mountain communities, where local knowledge is absolutely key.
And that's where having a local installer like Indoor Weather makes all the difference. See, they're not just a company that works in the mountains, they're from the mountains. They are based right here in the community, and they specialize in our unique climate and building challenges.
Just look at their track record. They've been serving the Lake Arrowhead area since 2001. That's more than 2 decades of experience. Their motto says it all. We live here, we serve here. They get it. They understand our homes, our weather, and they handle the whole shebang, from basic repairs to brand new installations.
Okay, let's talk about what's on everyone's mind, the cost. How do you get a fair price for the right system without falling for some of the common sales tactics out there? You know, indoor weather makes a really interesting and important point. They say if you happen to get a quote from a company that's based down the hill, you should really give them a call before you sign on the dotted line. Why? Because off-mountain companies often don't account for the specific challenges and costs of a proper high-altitude installation.
And this slide just perfectly contrasts the two approaches you'll see. On one side, there's the gimmick. You know the drill, a wildly inflated price followed by a massive fake discount like $5,000 off, designed to create a false sense of urgency. And on the other side, you have the reality, which is what local experts like Indoor Weather believe in. Just straight talk and honest pricing. No games, no pressure.
And here's what that transparent pricing actually looks like. A state-of-the-art Navien hydro furnace, installed by these local experts, typically starts at around $6,500. And what's really amazing is that this price is often competitive with, and sometimes even less than, quotes for standard furnaces that aren't even designed to work well up here.
So we'll end on this thought. For decades, mountain homeowners have just sort of accepted inefficient heating and cold spots as a fact of life. But as technology like the hydro furnace becomes available, it makes you ask a new question. What other unsolvable problems are we just one innovation away from fixing? For those of us living at high altitudes, it really seems like the answer for heating is finally here.